It feels so good to be back in the boat, even if it's just in the driveway. Spring's here. The walleye season is open up around many states around Minnesota, Wisconsin. And I'm going to give you my top 5 presentations to throw for early spring opener walleyes. Opener is such a great tradition. It's a state holiday. In Minnesota, the state of the walleye. Walleye is king there. I used to do opener with my dad every single year. We go to Mille Lacs. Grew up doing that. We went to our family camper. It's just a fun traditional way to get out on the water for the first time of the year. And I spent many openers in this very boat. And the first thing we would always throw is a slip bobber, because we used to do that night bite grind out on Mille Lacs. We'd go anchor up off a rock pile, toss out the lighted slip bobbers that have a leech on it with a plain red hook or a jig. My dad was a plain red hook kind of guy, still is. Hard to get that one for him to not rig that up. I always would go with the jig. Over the years, I've learned what I really like to develop and use, and I like to use a jig without a hook keeper or a collar. I like to have a little glow with it. I'm still fishing a mono lead, but I'm using a braid main line now on a rod that is generally pretty darn moderate to be able to do that reeling hook set and then help keep fish pinned. I used to use split shots, but now I've gotten away from that. I tie a swivel, a bead to protect the knot, a sliding weight, and then this is my lighted slip bobber. I like to use this one. It's really bright. And then I also employ kind of the standard style slip bobber. The rig stays the same. Some moderate action rod, high vis braid to slip float, slip weight, bead for a knot protector. And I have confidence in fishing a slip bobber really all summer long, all spring long. I'm under the impression that there is a slip bobber bite for walleyes pretty much all the time. Whether it's with a leech, a crawler, or a minnow, I generally go for the leeches the most. It's just what I'm confident in. I think you can always find a walleye slip bobber bite. But there's other ways to catch them. And the other probably most popular way for folks is jigging a minnow, as Clayton Schick would say. Standard old jig and a minnow. I really like to use a short shank jig. This one is a short shank tungsten jig. I have gone more and more towards tungsten over the years, especially on presentations where I want to be able to feel the bottom, because I can get a more compact head size against and still gain a lot of feel. So now this is also a 16th ounce jig head. You can see the difference in size. Same weight, same size hook, just a more compact profile. I get the same feel, but a little bit more stealthy. I fish my jigs on a medium light rod. This one happens to be 6'8", and I actually use a mono lead for this one. I feel like you can get some of that little bit slower fall with the mono. It's pretty long mono lead. I probably have 6-8 feet of it to a then braid main line. So I get the feel of the braid, but I get some of that subtle fall of the mono. And I tend to fish 16th or an 8th pretty much exclusively. If I'm in a river or something different, then I might bump her up. But if I'm on a lake, 16th or an 8th. I really like the short shank for almost all my jigging presentations. This is a fantastic setup to also drag your jigs if you're on a drift or something like that. 2000 size reel, Carbon X is what I'm going with on this one. The Carbon X is probably my overall favorite. You can't, in this day and age, talk about fishing without bringing up the elephant in the room, forward-facing sonar. Whether you love it or you hate it, it's here. It's a tool. In the bass world, it gets a lot more flack than walleye fishing. It does. I'm not sure why, but it does in the bass world. It plays both bass and walleye. So this year I am going to be trying out a different technique for strolling, moping, Tamiki rig, whatever you want to call it. You're fishing a plastic minnow bait, which is this. I've fished, this is a Billy Rub ball shad. I fished this for a few years now with high success and really like it. Fish it, ripping it, strolling it, doing whatever. But the difference I'm going to use this year is I'm going to try, this is a Dream Sterler jig. This is a jig from Austin Felix, who is a professional bass fisherman who happens to be from Minnesota. And this strolling jig will give the bait a nice rocking action. You can do that with the way you rig your minnow in other ways. This stroller is just going to help do that on a more consistent basis and do that with a wider variety of lures, because you can really stroll anything. It doesn't have to be a minnow. Minnow is most popular, but doesn't have to be. I'm also fishing this on a medium light rod. This happens to be an 1/8 ounce jig. That's going to be kind of the standard. This will be both my bass and walleye setup for this. It's also going to be on PC Carbon X, high vis main braid line. All the braid I use is Finn's braided fishing line. If you have never used Finn's, you need to check them out. They make a very quality product. They have a wide variety of situational braid. Their Windtamer braid's kind of your best do-it-all option, but if you want to mix and match into situations and really dig into things, Finn's has the options for you. Really great braid that's made in the USA. So that's always a huge bonus. Option number 4, kind of back to jigging a minnow, jigging a paddle tail. This is another medium light action rod. This one's rated for 1/8 to 1/2 ounce. And this is going to be an 1/8 ounce tungsten jig. Once again, I'm going with the tungsten. This one has the normal full length shank though, so I can fish this kind of thinner profile minnow. I like the 3 to 4 inch thinner profile early in the season, and then as season goes on, I kind of bulk up the profile a little bit. But to start, I really like the standard old shad color. This one I'm fishing I chose a black. This is a 3000 size reel actually, with some really light line. This is also a rod I hair jig fish with, so I have a little bit bigger reel to help peel line off. And then I have light braid, also high vis, just to help with visibility, and then a leader. So for the last of the 5, I'm gonna 5, not 10. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here because I couldn't pick between Lipless Crankbait and Jerkbait. So I'm going to just call this treble hook lures. The Lipless and the Jerkbait are such a player in the early season. And this goes along the bass, the walleye, really all of those species, the predator fish, because you can roll a slow roll, a Lipless, like over the top of cover. You can rip it. It's loud. It's got rattles. I tend to fish this one on a medium action rod, but it is a medium action rod with a little bit more moderate of a bend. Just because it's treble hook lure, it's a little more moderate. This is a spinning rod. You can fish both of these on spinning or bait caster. That really boils down to a personal preference on them. Like this jerkbait rod is actually a technique specific jerkbait rod. It's designed to fish just that, jerkbaits. So this is a fantastic option for bass or for walleye. What's great about jerkbaits is you can slow retrieve it. You can jerk it, you can troll it, you can work it. The one I have tied on here happens to be kind of that bluegill perch look. Really a popular option for any of the Minnesota, Wisconsin waters. This rod's got a great action, specifically designed for fishing jerkbaits. This one's a medium action as well. And I just cannot wait to be slinging these any day now, any day now. But what I'm gonna do is, if you're interested in any of the gear, if any of the rods, the reels, the lures look good to you, I'm gonna link them down below in the description of the video so you can go check them out. These are, a lot of companies make a lot of really good rods, reels, etc. Bobbers, lures, what it be. These just are ones that I happen to like and use and have found success with. The only one I haven't really got out on the water is the Carbon XT, the 3000 size. This is from PC Fun. This is new this year, so I will get a maiden voyage out with this one. But I've fished the Carbon X's for years and have put them through the ringer, and I know they can hold up. I believe this Carbon X here is my very first one from years ago. You can maybe kind of see the foam, how much shinier it is than like that one. This is on an Oric, but they use the same paddle. Here's another Carbon X to compare it to. I have worn that down. They really hold up. Tom Boley Fishing, if you follow him, if you see a reel that's got like a copper around it, that's because it's a Carbon X that's sunbaked that he's had for so long. So check everything out, link below if you're interested. Tell me in the comments, what is your first walleye bait you're gonna throw? What do you like to throw in the early season? I'd love to hear what other anglers think, what other anglers want to see. So let me know, drop a comment, appreciate it. It's Cole Karski, Beef Outdoors. Good luck this season, and you know what? Tight lines, everyone.